Today I want to talk about the system. No. Not the system. The system. Peace to you, as always. I'm Iyapo. This is Iyapo Yapa. If you aren't pissed off, you aren't paying attention. And as I said at the top, I'm going to talk to you today about systems. Whenever I discuss reparations, the biggest and fastest pushback and the strongest pushback that I receive is from people, from our people, who will say, the white man isn't going to give us anything. Well, what they're not realizing is that on that point, we agree. I see totally eye to eye. But here's the thing. I'm not looking for white people to give anything to us. I'm looking for the system to give us what we're supposed to get, to give us our reparations. Now, I'm going to explain. And get ready, because I will probably use several analogies throughout the course of this share. Now, when it comes to systems, there's something you have to realize. A system does not care what color you are. A system does not know what color you are. A system is just a system. Okay? The problem comes in when we equate the system with white people. Now, it's true, white people designed the system. That's fair enough. They designed the system. But the thing is, many of us mistakenly believe that white people are the system. White people are not the system. Okay, they're not the system. We believe mistakenly that they control the system. They do not control the system. The system does what it does on its own. Okay, so they take advantage of the system. They know how the system works, and they work it, but they do not control it, not per se. All right, and we also make the mistake of believing that the system is broken. The system is not broken. Now, depending on what system you're talking about, whether it's the legal system or the economic system or whatever, there are it is nuanced. I will again admit that. However, the system itself must work. It can't be broken. And the reason I say it can't be broken is because white people need to use the system. Follow my logic. If the system is broken, or if there's something wrong inherently with the system, and the system won't work, then nobody can use it. No one can use something that's broken. Analogy time. You have a soda machine in a building. Okay? Anybody goes up to that soda machine doesn't know whether you're black, white, red, yellow, purple. It doesn't know, and it doesn't care. If you have the money and you put it in, it's going to give you a soda. Or a pop, depending on where you're from. So, there's nothing wrong with that machine. Now, say that machine is a system. It has to work so that people can get the soda out. Now, in terms of like political systems, legal systems, and so on, these systems must work so that white people can use them and take advantage of them and get to where they need to go. And they make sure that these systems work. What happens is that they do what they can to lock us out of the system. Okay? They do their best to put us into something that looks like the system but is actually not their system. Okay, we're still talking about reparations here. So in turn, what happens is that while they're going in and they're using this system to their advantage, they're keeping us from being able to access the system. Just like the solar machine, say you have this machine and you have a group of people who don't want you to be able to get solar out, and they want all the solar for themselves. What they'll do is either lock you out of the room that the machine is in, or they will divert you to another room that it's not in, or whatever. But what it is they know that if you ever get to that machine and access it or do what and put your money in, you're going to get your solar out because the machine has to work because they want solar too. See, and the system has to work because they need to use it. Can't be broken. Okay, and so in terms of reparations, now this is something, Ida B. Wells knew. This is something Malcolm X knew. You don't try to change white people's hearts and minds, because you can't do it. That's already proven. They have shown that they have no regard for our people, any, at all. And even after, well, I won't even go into that because they'll take me on a tangent. So what they understood was that you don't address the people, you address the system. Well, the people are in charge of the system. Well, yes and no. They are gatekeepers for the system, but the point still remains that any gatekeeper can be gone by, or they can be gone through. They can't stop you. They can't stop you. It just depends on how much energy you're willing to put into getting past or through them. But their main goal is to keep us from accessing the system. How do they keep us from accessing the system? It's very plain. They keep us from accessing the system by creating in us, I'm talking about black people, descendants of enslaved Africans. They keep us from even wanting to try to access the system by conditioning us to believe that they are the system. That's one of the ways that they keep us from doing it. And it has worked very well. Because like I said, whenever I start talking about reparations, that's the first pushback that I get. White people aren't going to give us anything. Because our people equate the system with white people, as if white people are the system. They are not the system. They are not the system. They're just the gatekeepers of the system. Okay, another thing that they do is that they divert us to a different place that also keeps us from being able to access the system. It works for white people. It works for black people. It works for people who know how to access it because it's just a system. And as I said at the very beginning, a system doesn't know whether you're black or white. The system just does what it does. And it has to work so that white people can use it. They just try to keep us from being able to use it. So again, in terms of reparations, in terms of black people getting what it is that we have coming, I said at the very beginning of my different shares when I first came on to these platforms and social media, is that black people have got to unify. We have got to unify, or else nothing will work for us. And we also have to find allies who are going to help us to access the systems and how to navigate these systems. And there are some people out here who will do it, so that we can get what's coming. When it came to the Japanese getting their reparations, when it came to Jewish Holocaust survivors who we did nothing to getting reparations, it's not all about well, white people are willing to help them. No, it's about they knew how to access the system. They couldn't care less about what white people thought or didn't think, or what they said they were going to do or not do. It was about the fact that they knew that they had to access the system. What is the system? The system is laws and statutes and amendments. It's all of these things combined that will get us our reparations. But before we can get them, I've said it a million times, and I will keep saying it, we have to believe that we can get them. And we have to stop looking at white people like they're superhuman. You know, within our community, we want to say, you know, well, white people, you know, they think they're supreme, but they're not. Okay, then let's act like they're not. Let us act like they are not supreme. And if they're not supreme, then that means that they cannot stop us. If we truly get together and move forward to get some of these things done for our people. Because the moment that you say, well, white people aren't going to give us anything, then you are saying that white people are supreme. It's either one or the other. Are they or are they not? I say they're not. Come together. Come together. And understand that white people are not the system. White people do not control the system. White people only gatekeep the system. And you can get past or through a gatekeeper if you have enough force. The problem is we have no force. We have no force. But if we come together, we can create force. And we can get our reparations. I will probably never see it in my lifetime. But my children may see it when they're older. My grandchildren would likely see it, or my great-grandchildren. Okay, so that's the end of this share. Wanted to talk about systems. If you have any questions, then just put them in the comments. And if I don't know the answer, I will find the answer for you. And that's something I'd like for you to start doing in the comments, if you would. If you have any questions about anything pertaining to reparations or what we need to do or you know, who we need to contact or whatever, put it in the comments. If I don't know the information, I will find that information for you and present it to you. I love you, family. And that's about it. The systems. Like, share, subscribe. By all means, comment. And remember, buy This Black. It's a book for and about us, about our people. It's uplifting, and it's an excellent read, and it's poetry. It is. It's poetry, and I often say it, but it's the truth. It's like a movie in your mind. So well written, so well constructed. This Black by Anjali Shabazz. You can get it on Amazon. The lab is at the bottom, which is kind of redundant. Lab means link at the bottom. But go to Amazon, and if you can't afford to purchase it right now, read that first chapter that's online on Amazon, so you can get a feel for the greatness of this book, and then you'll just be anxious to buy it as soon as you have the money to do so. So that's about it. This is Iyapo for Iyapo Yapa. If you aren't pissed off, you aren't paying attention, and I love your family. Peace and blessings.